What is up, YouTube? This is Jeremy from Team Bio, and today, guys, we are going to show you a one-card combo that is Deep Sea Diva. Ignore these other 4 vanillas in my hand. A one-card combo, 5-card hand rip, just off of the normal summon of Deep Sea Diva. So, a few things about this deck. It is the Ghiski Gust Kraken hand loop. This deck is insanely weak to hand traps, so keep that in mind. If you want to take this to like a locals or regionals, don't expect to do too well. But if you don't get hand trapped, this deck can pop off and completely wipe out your opponent's hand and actually set up a pretty decent end board. So let's go ahead and watch the combo first. You're going to start off by normal summoning your Deep Sea Diva. Using its effect, you're going to summon your Atlantean Mermail Prince, or Neptibus. Neptibus is going to slow down. Dump Dragoons to add, what is its name? Dragoons, and the Dragoons effect is going to activate, adding your Lapis Dragon. Lapis Dragon will activate, summoning itself. Then you'll link the Dragoons and the, what is her name? Totally lost her name. Deep Sea Diva into Halka Hulk will summon Vylon Cube. We all know what this card does when it's used as synchro material for a light monster. You get a search and equip spell. There's a lot of bricks in this deck. Next, you'll link off Hulk into Link Cross, get 2 tokens out. You'll sync, the cube and a token into Herald of the Arclight. Cube will get effective search for Overdone. Some people ask me why I can Overdone under Herald of the Arclight or Overdone Burial. If you read its text over here, it just says discarding 1 monster. It doesn't say discard to the graveyard, so the monster will be banished that you discard, which is why you search another Dragoons. But that doesn't really matter too much, just because it's all it is trying to bring back Vylon Cube. Anyways, you'll sync it to another Herald. Then you'll use Cube's effect again, getting Living Fossil this time. Overlay those 2 into Dugaris. Dugaris is going to bring back the Vylon Cube, and then you will trigger both of your Heralds. Heralds is going to search your 2 Incantation cards. These are really important. Chalice Slime will discard Inception to summon Candle. Candle will get you Search. You will notice we are obviously playing a small Necroz package, and this is really important. You'll see why. Cycle is what you'll add off Candle, and then you'll use Inception's graveyard effect, tributing the Candle to summon Talismandra, adding back the Inception. Talismandra is going to search your first Necroz card, Brio. Then you use Brio's effect, discard, search for Colossus, Necroz cycle. You have to Necroz cycle here, getting rid of your Talismandra, so you can continue to special summon from your extra deck. And then you'll activate your Incantation Inception, summoning your Colossus by discarding your, what's its name? Chalice Slime. Then you'll link those into Isolde, because randomly enough, these are both warriors. You will not use Isolde's effect to search, but you will use her effect sending 1 as cost, being Telekinetic Charging Cell. If you guys don't know what this card does, you can look to the left. It's obviously going to be on screen. You can read it. It just makes all the psychic monsters effects free. You're going to summon your Renaud and then activate Renaud's effect, adding that right back. Next, you'll link the 3 into Curious, dumping your Gale. These are 3 monsters with the same attribute but different typing, being Light Cybers, Light Warrior, and Light Machine, which is the requirements for Curious. Same attribute, different types. You will dump your Gale Doggerah, because this is how we pull off the full combo. And then her mandatory effect, you'll dump 3. Unfortunately, we have no control over, what we dump, so I kind of just stacked the deck to be 3 Deep Sea Aria. Next, you'll link into your Cross Sheep. Use Living Fossil to bring back your Renaud. Sync Renaud with the, Lapis Dragon into Coral Dragon. And then you'll contact fuse your Dugaris and your Coral Dragon into Elder Entity Entis. You can see its fusion summoning requirements over to the left, into a zone where Cross Sheep points to. Now, Cross Sheep says when a fusion monster is special summoned to a zone at this point, so you can special 1 level 4 or lower monster from your graveyard. Guess what's a level 4 or lower monster? That's your Gale Doggerah. So you'll have to summon Gale Doggerah directly under Cross Sheep so you can summon a Ripperdokus. Ripperdokus is going to use its effect to change its type into, instead of an insect, a psychic. That is where Kinetic Charging Cell comes in. Telekinetic Charging Cell. And then you're just going to loop. This is just going to be a long loop. You'll send your Cyframe Lord Omega and your Herald of the Arclight. and every time a herald is sent from the graveyard or from your extra deck to the graveyard is going to get you some searches. So you're searching your Gust Krakens over and over and over. This is going to take quite a while to do, and I have no way to fast forward this. But you'll see you tribute a Gust Kraken for Gust Kraken with Aquamirror to look at 2 cards in your opponent's hand and shuffle them. Then you'll do the Omega Herald, send Herald, and then you'll add Aquamirror. Real quick, we'll read off Aquamirror. It summons any Ghiski ritual monster, and you have to use the exact levels to summon it, but it's a good thing we're summoning 2 of the same cards, Gust Kraken and Gust Kraken. And then Gust Kraken says when it's ritual summoned, you have to, it's mandatory, look at 2 cards in your opponent's hand randomly and then shuffle 1 of them. So this is going to be a bit of a long combo to watch, and just bear through it with me. It's just going to take quite a few loops. But Omega being, or not being, a once per turn along with Herald of the Arclight is absolutely insane. As you can see though, like, this deck is, you play so many bricks while this combo is going on. We'll just go through and look through the bricks maybe. In the main deck you got to play like 3 equip spells, Vylon, Necroz cards, Chalice Mandrime. He's not really a brick, but playing multiple of the incantations. I will show you guys the full deck profile after this. It's pretty consistent if you open up Neptibus or what is her name? I just looked at her. If you open up Neptibus or Deep Sea Diva, if you don't open them, you're kind of screwed. But we do play multiple ways to get into those cards. But pretty much any hand trap is just going to absolutely destroy this deck. Droll and Lockbird especially, because you guys saw how many times we search and add and we didn't draw, but just all the adding, it's insane. Now what we're doing is we're going to be setting up a small board. So what's nice is after you rip out your opponent's hand, you can actually end on a board with Borreload Savage, or not Borreload Savage, Boral Sword Dragon, and something like a 4 material Appaloosa, just because you can recycle all your ritual monsters back into the deck. I think, yeah, here we're only going to end on Boral Sword Dragon. If we wanted to, we could just keep ritual summoning, yes. Bringing back all of our ritual monsters and then just summoning, what is his name? Like something like Brio, who else? Colossus, by using incantation cards and just ritual summoning them, linking them into Boral Sword Dragon, and then we can do it again, summoning the 2 Necroz monsters and the Ghiski Gust Kraken again, and linking those 4 into a 4 material Appaloosa down here. So we're almost done here. We're just getting some extra searches in. We could actually put our entire deck back into our entire graveyard back into our deck. But we're just showing here, obviously he's going to top deck Ojama Green, which, because I built his deck to be full of vanilla so there's no interruptions. It says we lost, but we really didn't. So that was a 5-card hand rip that I just didn't want to take the time to try to make an extra deck monster. But as you saw, like, we could easily just ritual summon everyone back out, link them into a Appaloosa down here, so we have a way to protect ourselves from being attacked if they randomly top deck like Pankratops or something, or an Appaloosa. So that is it for the replay. I will show you the deck. The reason why, I'll tell you why I play all these cards specifically, especially the Dark Ruler No More. The incantation package, let me put these guys together actually. Maybe, there we go. The 2-1-2-1 ratio, you don't want to draw these guys as much, so it seems kind of weird that we're playing multiples of them, but you don't want to mill it off of your Curious, wherever Curious is. But you don't want to mill it off Curious. You pretty much just want to be able to summon it off of your 1 Incantation Chalice Slime. So he searches, whenever he's special summoned from the deck, he searches a ritual monster. This one, it will add a ritual monster from your graveyard to your hand, so like if you open up kind of wonky, you can at least rip maybe 2 or 3 cards with Gust Kraken. When this one's summoned, you get to search a ritual spell as you saw, and this one will add a ritual spell from your graveyard to your hand. Lapis Dragon is used for when you summon your Neptibus, you send your Dragoons. Dragoons has a mandatory effect to search for a Sea Serpent, and this just happens to be a tuner that'll summon itself if it's searched. 3 Dragoons, you can't play 2 because if you draw 1 of your Dragoons, your engine's completely dead. You won't be able to resolve Neptibus because she cannot send herself, or he cannot send himself, excuse me. But you do need to play 3 of them, and if you open 1, it's not the worst. If you open 2, then it kind of blows. 1 Ghiski Shadow, you play him because you search for a ritual a Ghiski ritual spell, and he can be used as a whole tribute for Ghiski. Violent Cube, obvious things are obvious. This searches for your equipped spells. Ghiski Vision is a little bit better. Use play 2 of him. He searches for your actual Ghiski Gust Krakens. Gale Dogra, the whole deck is built around Gale Dogra, but you don't want to open Gale Dogra because then if you don't open up Gale Dogra and a way to make, where is it at? Ripperdokus, then you have to pay 6,000 life points if you do the charge cell. It's better to summon it off of Cross Sheep. Heart and Soul of the deck is 3 Deep Sea Diva. This gets you into your 3 Neptibus, 1 Infernoble Knight Renaud. We are playing Infernobles pretty much. No. You only summon it off of Isolde, excuse me. And if you open him, you more likely than not cannot full combo. It's unfortunate, but the deck, as you guys can see, is just absolutely just for fun. 1 Chalice Line. It's so easy to search this card in the deck just because we're playing stuff like Herald the Arclight. It's easy to play it, or search it. 2 Gust Kraken. You don't need to play 3 just because you can recycle it with itself with your Ghiski Aquamir. 1 Brio and 1 Colossus. They just make Isolde. Honestly, that's about it. 2 Dark Ruler No More. This is for if we go second. You could actually take this out for Foolish... Oops. What is that card called? Extra Foolish Burial if you want. But I just did want a going second option. 3 Deep Sea Aria. This card, it banishes a water monster from your grave, and you can add a level 4 lower Sea Serpent. So if you open up something like Aria and a Ghiski, one of the Gishkis, or even a Necroz card, you can still partially combo because it'll help you get a water into the grave to search for Deep Sea Diva. The 1 Aquamir, you only need to play 1 Aquamir just because it replaces itself. It shuffles itself into the deck as a cost, and you can target one of your Gishki monsters, put it back into your hand. I think I read that wrong. Shuffle, yeah, that was right. Cool. I've never read that card, honestly. I just kind of winged it. Inception, this is part of the combo, and it lets you ritual summon anyone as long as you're using an incantation monster. Necroz ritual spells lock you into using the exact level. This bypasses that. 1 Call by the Grave because we are afraid of hand traps. Unfortunately, it's only at 1. I thought about playing, Triple Tactics Talent, but at that point, if we're getting hand trapped, we're going to lose anyways. 1 Living Fossil, you use this to bring back any level 1 pretty much, to synchro 6 into your Coral Dragon. 1 Overdone Burial, you use this to bring back your Violon Cube in the combo. Telekinetic Charging Cell, this is the combo enabler. And then just an extra assurance is 1 Magical Midbreaker Field. This is just to protect you from something like Imperm, Ogre, Effect Veiler, just random hand traps that are going to try to destroy your field or negate your monsters. If you open it, you open it. If you don't, kind of sucks. Extract though, 1 Elder Entity Entes. This is used to summon under one of the zone's cross sheet points to by sending a by sending a synchro and an Xyz monster to the graveyard. Omega recycles everything. Coral Dragon, this is the synchro you use, and the reason I play Coral Dragon is because also going second, it can be something that you use to take apart your opponent's field, and then when it's sent to the graveyard, you get a free draw, as long as it was synchro summoned. You do not need to max out on Herald because you can recycle Herald so easily with the Omega, so playing 2 I felt like was perfectly fine, and you only need 2 to make your Dugaris. 1 Martial Metal Marcher, this is for the combo when you open up only Neptibus, the Atlantean Prince. You can get pretty far into the combo, but you won't be able to do a 5-card hand rip that I have found anyways. It might be possible, but I'm not entirely too sure. 1 Beatrice, Lady of the Eternal, you could actually swap this out for something like Photon Bouncer if you wanted to for an extra negation. It's just 2 level 6 monsters. I play her because if you open up multiple ways, I guess, to overlay into a rank 6 with a ritual level 6 monsters, or even with your Coral Dragon, she can just send Gale Dogra herself. Honestly, you don't need to play her. She is another light target, though. That is why I did put her in, for your curious. Dugaris, this helps you bring back your Violon Cube for the combo by detaching your 2 Heralds, and then it'll give you 2 searches. Boral Sword Dragon, he's really there just for the after you clear the field going first, or after you rip their hand going first, he's your follow-up play for going second because you will have to skip your main phase 1, so you can Boral Sword Dragon and OZK them. Curious, you need to play Curious. Curious will dump your Gale Dogra. Isolde, you guys saw the combo. Hulk, mandatory, it's in every deck, so you practically have to play it. Wreckognize, this helps you turn your Gale Doggerah into a psychic monster. Cross Sheep helps you bring back your Gale Doggerah as long as you summon Entes under one of its zones, and Link Cross to help you get into your synchro plays. So the only changes I could say that you would be able to make reasonably is taking out the Dark Ruler No Mores and the Magical Midbreaker field, putting in 3 extra Foolish Burials. This is just helps get you, it is once per turn, but it does help you get an additional search for your Herald of the Arclight, and if you wanted to, you could take out the Beatrice and put in your Appaloosa. Oops. I didn't play it in that combo because honestly I just didn't want to make it. It would have taken forever. But you can end pretty easily, as you saw, on Boral Sword and Appaloosa going first. So that way, like, let's say you're randomly playing against something like Dinos, you can summon Appaloosa after you finish the board, so any of their monsters are negated, or are going to get negated. And it'll have 3,200 attacks, so they're not going to really be able to beat over it, and then Boral Sword just clears their field, and you can still try to end on with one of your ritual monsters in the on the field to let your Boral Sword OTK. As you guys saw, like, the deck's really cool, it's really fun, but it's really, really bad. Ghiski loop. But that is going to be it for the combo tutorial and the small deck profile. I didn't want to do this as a live deck profile because a lot of these cards are just like obscure, hard for me to find. I don't want to look for Princes. I didn't want to look for Deep Sea Divas. I'm not going to try to pay for like the $2 Deep Sea Arias. But yeah, that is going to be it for this deck profile and video and combo tutorial, whatever. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Remember to like the video, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, share the channel with your friends. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this, if you'd like to see more content like this. But yeah, that'll be it. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and I will talk to you guys later. Peace.